Morning Discord, morning YouTube, let's get into it. Okay, we see the 5-day trailing down. Let's see if that's the first target. I recommend we lay low until after. I mean, if you want to buy your call now and hope for this 5, that's on you, but we got Powell today in about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna see if I can actually get the live stream going. So let's just be cautious until Powell speaks. That'll probably be the best advice. All right, we are wedged between this the 5 and the 20, so this is going to be interesting. Here goes the bar coding. So the Discord will know I spoke about the bar coding last night. So was it last night? One of these days or sometime recently I told you about the bar coding we're going to expect to see. Here goes the bar coding. This is going to be tough to trade in here, so just wait for Powell to speak. He's going to say whatever he's going to say, and then we should get some type of, we'll get some direction. Just be patient today. Ron, you better not be in a trade already. Jesus. I already see a let's go. You better not be in a trade, Ron. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be interesting in here. We see, let's see. Our next liquidity band is going to be here, so we're in it right now. We're in that band. Yeah, me personally, I'm going to wait for Powell to speak. Could we hope and pray that we're going to go touch the 5? Yep. Yeah, we could hope for that. You see the bar coding I was talking about? It's going to be engulfing candles. So you get this candle, right, a red, and then you see this one engulfs this one, and then you get this green, and then this one's engulfing this one. So each other one's an engulfing candle. This is a tough environment to trade in. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying you got to understand your risk. I haven't even looked at the contract. Oh, wow. Yeah, the contract price. Oof. Volatility today. Like double, almost triple the contract price today. Eesh. It's gonna cost a lot to play the game today. And you're gonna have, like this is what I was telling you about the barcoding. If you take a trade, you're gonna have to set your stops appropriate. This was exactly what I was talking about, because they could whip back and forth, and if you don't have your stops set appropriate, it's just gonna stop you. You're just gonna keep taking losses if you don't set your stops appropriate. This is the barcoding I was talking about. It's hard. It's gonna be hard to trade in here. You can have an idea, but that's all you got, an idea. Just let all this settle out. And even if it runs in a direction, I hope this doesn't make you feel bad. Like, oh man, I could have, because there's no setup, there's no trade here. You would, if it were to go in a direction, it's only because you gambled and you took a lottery ticket and your ticket hit. Yeah, there's nothing to tell you one way or the other. So we'll see if we're gonna get stuck in the range of in between the 20 and the 5. So we just gotta have patience, right? You set your rules. Your rules need to be, your rules should be, I think risk is ahead. Let me wait. We know Powell's gonna speak soon. So just wait. We'll get direction, and then you can have a more informed entry on your trade. I'm gonna be very patient today. No reason to risk the portfolio. I'll be patient. All right, looks like we're maybe targeting the 5. Let's see if we get some more strong movements here. And then we'll see if it grabs liquidity off the 5 for this. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Friday, trading on Friday. Not a big fan of it. If you took the break of this pink, if you took the break, retest, reject of pink, we know that's one of our entries. this one worked out kind of goddamn perfect. If you're one of those pink chasers, that was a weird way to put it, but if you like the safety plays, the break retest of pink, there it is. But today was a little, you know, a little risky, so we'll let it play out. Pink chaser. All right, to the 5. Let's see the higher time frame. Strong move to the upside. Very strong move to the upside. Okay, we're about to close the cup. Let's see if we close this cup up here at 639.90. When we close the cup, expect a little pullback. Where did I say? 639.90. Right here. All right, the 5 target was hit. If you went on hopes and dreams on the 5, that's take your profit now. You hit the target. Just curious, Sonny, did you chase this pink, the break retest of this pink, or did you let this one go just waiting for Powell to speak? Okay, got you. Yeah, I'm waiting too. Nice break above the 5. Let's see if nice break above the 5. Let's see if we form that head right here. That'd be perfect. I didn't take any trade. I haven't taken any trades. I did not. I will patiently wait. I have no problem with this. We do this every day, right? So seeing this doesn't do anything for me. I don't feel any FOMO here at all. Don't care. Do not care. If we get above 639 and we start making this support, then I might feel a little bit of something. Until this becomes support, I don't care. Who didn't know there was going to be a liquidity grab right here? Who didn't know? Who did not know that? Who didn't know? Yes, yeah, you did. You did know. Okay, so the bar coding I'm talking about, you see how this one candle engulfed these last 2, 3 candles, 4 candles. This one, see this engulfing candle is what I'm talking about. It's going to be tough to trade today. Well, then again, we are at the 5, but still, this is the bar coding. It's going to be tough. When you start seeing stuff like this and then continuation, how can you trade like this? Unless you just have your, your thesis and you're holding for dear life, that's fine too. But candle theory, right? Candle theory. Whenever you have one candle that takes out 4, 5 of the last candles, that should give you an indication of something. But in this environment, you see how it kind of keeps pushing on. It's going to be tricky today. Let's check higher time frame. Excuse me. Plenty of room for the up on the 5. Same as the 30. Plenty of room. All right, if they hit this target, let's see if they create support here or if it becomes resistance. So what we're expecting is that this cup has closed. Let me draw that better. And then we want to see if we hit that right there. So we'll be patient, we'll see. This is going to be a tough environment to trade in. This is going to be tough. Even scalping is going to be a little bit tough until Powell speaks. Right, you're in the area of liquidity right here. We know there's a lot of liquidity built up at the 5. So I just want to point out that even though this morning I had a bias towards the 5 on the upside, the first thing I said was, if you want to scalp to the 5, you know, that's on you. But even though I had a bias, I didn't trade off my bias because I had my rules set in place. This, you know, I had my rules set in place. I'm going to wait for this guy to speak. And after that, I'm going to see direction. And the only reason I said that was because experience. Just because I've seen it happen so many times where I get chopped up on the way there, so I just decided to avoid all that, to learn from my mistakes last time and just to wait. And I don't have to feel FOMO because let's say, like for example, this moved to the top side to the 5 because I knew it was going to go to the 5, right? I'm just okay with that. I don't feel FOMO about this because we do it every day. So trading is all at your comfort level. You have to find your trading style, your comfort level. Any type of continuation should look like that. We're very high above the water here, so we'll see if it's a liquidity grab, if it just starts going right back down to 633.38. Now there's no trade here, right? Because you're just at the 5. You're in the middle of the water. There's no trade here. If it was like a normal day, I'd say the trade to the upside is if we get back above 71, right? When we start testing these highs again. Otherwise, I'd just wait for confirmation until we get down to 638, until we get down to this shoulder. That's normally how I would think about it. So we'll see. We're testing to see if blue's going to be our down, or down for the day. Testing blue. If this blue heads back down to, if we break blue and it heads down to 638.38, this might be our down for the day. So it looks like we want to build in the purple and then break a blue, but we're going to test it right now. Let's see if we get below this flexion here. Might be an order block right here. Oh yeah, order block right here. See the strong move on the order block? Yep. Damn, feels good to be a gangster. All right. All right. I have my first take profit. I'm chasing this. I'm chasing this. I'm definitely chasing this. Just because of the environment, I'm not going to let it run too long. I'm going to collect everything I can from this. Now we see what needs to happen, and there's going to be continuation, so I'm going to set my stop right above this wick. I'll give it a little extra room. Okay, that was a, all right, it got me. That was fine. That was fine, it got me. Little quick scalp. Probably should have held a little longer. I might get back in. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not holding on to anything too long. I know what type of environment we're in. Okay, so I like blue for our down for the day. I like blue. So if you're sitting here trying to learn how to do the algos and things like that, it's not exactly what you think. So do you see what I'm talking about? You see why you take your profit and you don't hold on? Look at what's happening. Oh wow, what the heck? Okay. He's probably speaking right now. Wow. This is why I took profit. This is why I did not hold on to that. I hit my target and I'm in and out. You see we have the rules? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I guess we can clean up the chart. All right. Wow. Okay. What is happening? Look, do you see what I'm saying? This is... Oh, what? Wait, did 38 to 40... Look at this candle. What? Okay, well, there's that. Momentum candle. See if you can scrape something from it. Okay. Trade protected. Trade protected. See if we get a little more out of it. Okay, trade protected. Oh, okay. There, short-lived. For me, I don't know if I'm gonna get back in. Short-lived. Jeez. Look at this. As I'm telling you, volatility. This is, oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Amazing. It's going to be tough because you're going to get filled at the top of every candle. It's going to be tough to trade. I told you, it's going to be like this. It's going to whip back and forth. Look at this. Okay, so let's see if we're forming a head here. Maybe the head's forming here. Don't know yet. I mean, look at this strong momentum candle. Betting against this is kind of a little crazy, but we see the shoulder. Wow. Look. One candle. Wow. 38. That is absolutely insane. In 1 minute. If you didn't get in on this right here, I mean, this is very hard to trade in, so if you're able to catch that, good on you. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, absolutely crazy move as soon as he started speaking. I have power going on in the background, so if I hear anything. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Here goes the barcoding. Uh-oh, that sounded like negative news to me, and then it started pushing up. Be patient. He's saying negative news, but the market's doing the opposite. See if we get a weak bear cycle coming in, maybe even an upward trend bear cycle. Okay, did you see the continuation? The continuation. Protect this trade. So once we took out this liquidity band right here, right? Easy money, easy money. I'm gonna stop out on this dotted line. Hopefully I can get one more push. I might push my stop up just a little bit. Okay, it stopped me out. I did a little quick scout on, I probably got filled late somewhere in here. I got a late fill, I chased it. I'm still listening to Powell. The next cut that needs to be closed is up here. Wait till we get below blue. Let the liquidity build up in here and we're going to see which direction. Let it build up inside blue. And you know it's going to get choppy up in here, right? Look. All right, he's done. A whole bunch of nothing really. So we'll see how the market interprets that. Let's let this liquidity break. This was kind of a big move up and really hard to trade in here. So if you didn't take any trades, there's nothing wrong with that. I got a little risky right somewhere in here. And I got a late fill, so I chased it. Just a little quick scalp. So basically, what happened is we broke above this liquidity We broke this liquidity. We retested liquidity. Now we're going to see if we're going to break out of the liquidity. It's going to be barcoding. That's going to be difficult to trade in. So this is not easy to trade in. If you haven't taken any trades, just wait. It'll settle out. We're in between this pink right here. It's kind of a large range. It'll settle out. Just be patient if you haven't taken any trades. All right, let's see if this is our shoulder. Let's see. Clean up this chart a bit. Very tough environment to trade in. So if you're not comfortable with this, stay out. You lose nothing. You gain the experience. You're not losing anything right now. Just gain the experience. You don't have to be in every single trade. That's not a thing. Identifying risk is what we're here for, not to try to grab every candle. And now the volatility settled down. So we see the range. Just allow one or the other to happen. It's kind of a large range, but we might have a wedge forming between green and blue. You see the engulfing candles? This is the bar coding I was talking about. It's really difficult to trade in this. Normally we would expect to see some continuation from this, but instead it bounced exactly off blue where I guess, you know, this blue looks like it's working for us. I'll probably adjust it up here. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. On the 5, we're in this purple until we're not. Don't have a bias. Let the setups tell you what's going to happen. You see the liquidity here. You know not to be going short until we get underneath here, right? You can't go short until we get underneath this for safety. It's a very difficult environment to trade in. It looks like it wants to respect this green. Now the safety on the long side is going to be a break and retest like this. You got to measure risk to reward from green to pink. And then you also got to keep this in mind. So we'll see. Maybe this weak bear cycle came in. Let's see if we get continuation. If you didn't take any trades, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to feel FOMO on any of this because we knew today was going to be a risky day. We already knew all this barcoding was going to happen. We knew there's no way anyone could predict this. If you didn't take a trade, you did the right thing, right? You did the right thing. I know we had our morning plan set up saying, you know, above this and below that, but everything moves so quick. Everything moves so quick. You barely even had a chance to think. And this is identifying risk. If this environment was too choppy, guess what? That means you're smart. You don't always have to get in on a trade. And you shouldn't even be feeling FOMO about it. You should be proud of yourself thinking, you know what? I had nothing to go off of. There was not enough time to make an informed decision. Right? We do it every day. So you didn't miss out today. It's not like, oh man, today was going to be the day that was going to change my whole life. Stop that. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. We need to not beat yourself up when you see this stuff. You can't. You know, we identify risk, right? We know break of this green, you know, risk to reward is only up till here. It didn't close, you know, so we don't need to always be in on a trade. What if today's just like, you know what? Let me let today settle. It's Friday. What if they just burn out everyone's contracts right here? You're expecting a big move. But little did you know, the big move already happened, right? The big move has already happened. We see this range we're trading in now, this pink and pink. And we see the volatility inside of it. So maybe today's the day where you're like, hey, look, I learned, maybe you've never seen this type of environment before. That's why I told you there's gonna be moves today. There's going to be moves. This was hard to trade in, so don't feel bad. And even still, technically our entry is on the break of green, but you gotta chase this stuff because it's so volatile, and your risk to reward is to the pink. Now, is it possible we could just boom, one green candle right up here? Yep, that's possible. But that could also be the turnaround point. Right? So measure risk to reward. You'll know continuation because it's gonna look like that. Because on a short term, it's a little cup that's probably gonna form. Okay, let's see. Let me read the Discord. What'd you guys think about this price action? Were you feeling? You don't have to tell me if you took any trades, but it would be interesting to know if anyone tried to scalp this. Okay. Okay. Oh, you took a trade in here? Okay, well, now you know. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. This is just, it's the nature of the beast. Identify the risk. Look at all these wicks, but it's still pushing up. This is very, this is tough to trade in. You see all these wicks here, but it's still pushing up. This is very difficult to trade in. We're clearly in this range here. Okay, green for the week. That's all we really care about. Green for the week is all we care about. Also, you can't be too upset because you knew the risk. You were willing to take the risk, and you gotta be okay with that. You gotta be okay with that. Because here's the thing: if you were right, then you would never. Then it would just reinforce negative behavior. If you were right, you're just reinforcing negative behavior. So. Really tough environment to trade in. Now we have to worry that today's Friday, the move already happened. Are they going to burn out all the contracts? That's what we need to be thinking right now. You shouldn't be trying to, this is very tough environment. We have to, I want to say don't even trade, right? I want to, but I need you guys to understand. You have to assess risk. We don't have to trade every single day. Not every day is a trading day. The move happened, right? This is the move. It happened. You would have had to have your, whatever the trading plan was, you would have had to have that set up ahead of time. Because no one's catching this candle. No one's catching it. If we didn't get in when I said buy a call now, hopefully it gets to the 5. If that didn't, and then look. You grab liquidity, and then this is impossible. But it's because exactly this candle was when he started speaking. As soon as he started speaking, boom. Okay, now I'm probably gonna take my stop, my take profit. You better believe my stop is tight. I waited for it to come back and test blue. It tested blue. I got filled somewhere in here. I'm chasing this. No big deal. If I get stopped, I get stopped. I can get something out of it. I use the structure. That was quick. See? That was quick. Maybe I'll get back in. Don't know. Stopped me out somewhere in this wick. I was chasing it too close. Somewhere in this wick it stopped me out. I took it from here, filled here. So small little, what is this? Let's say worst case scenario. 94 to 37. That's fine. That's fine. Little 40-cent move. I know the environment I'm in, so I know I'm taking these stops quick. I know where the resistance is. You have to identify your profit target, right? I identified from break of green to pink. And that's exactly what I did. I stuck to my guns. I waited for the retest of green, and then boom. Break, retest. As soon as I saw this handle form, that was it. That's all I needed. I know I can get something out of it. Because the cup is closed here. So if the handle is going to form, now I need to give it some room. But inside of this range, this pink, I'm chasing everything. If I take any more trades. This move didn't give me what I wanted, right? I wanted more continuation. I was hoping it would, but luckily I was able to stop myself. I put my stop tight. I collected everything I could out of it, and I'm moving on. I'm waiting for the next setup. Now, if you're asking, well, why'd you get out when you see the structures built the way I have it, drawn the way I have it? Because I don't go off my drawing. I go off the price, right? So when the price retests my blue, which is what I was looking for, that was my key to get in. That was my key to get in, retesting the blue. So this is what I expected. That's why I trailed my stop along here with my take profit here. That's what happened. So we're testing blue again, rejecting off blue again. Now when this closes, the move is over, right? The whole cup and handle played out then you wait for your next setup. What's the next setup? Continuation. Continuation looks like above the pink, because we see where the liquidity is, right? It's built up here and it's built up here. So you see the liquidity, you know, if it gets above retest and reject, you know you gain the strength. So this is what we're looking for. Very difficult to trade in. If you didn't take any trades, there's nothing wrong with that. If you tried your luck, then don't feel bad. Take the lesson. Profit target hit. I will say this cup and handle was drawn expertly. Look at the flexion, look at when, the time, it was the exact time. This is absolutely perfect. This is like pinpoint perfection right here. This is a pinpoint perfection cup and handle. Look where it, there's nothing more I can do. I'm showing you what's gonna happen. I'm telling you where the risks are. Oh wait, let me put that back. Now, if this bigger cup closes, expect a bigger pullback. About to close this bigger cup. A bigger pullback for what? To form the handle, if the handle's gonna form. So this play is done. Profit target, perfection. Also, I told you, look, if we get above this liquidity level, right? If we get above this liquidity level, you see it? If we get below or if we get above, that's what we wanted to see. And then you can see here how we broke the liquidity level, retested the liquidity level. See the liquidity level here? We broke it, retested it, and then this is the rejection off of it. So you see how there's always a structure within a structure? Look at all you degenerates sitting here trying to make a quick buck instead of just going to enjoy your Friday. You're gonna sit here and look at these candles and with regret and hopes and dreams instead of just going and enjoy your day. I already know what you're doing. You're degenerate gamblers at this point. I'm telling you. You gotta know when to walk away. I can already tell you're too hesitant to take the trade. This is not the environment for you. So what are you sitting here doing? You're hoping and praying, right? Your mental status is very important. You're so hoping that this, plays out perfect like how the other cup and handle, and you're thinking, well, damn, why didn't I take that other cup and handle? I already know what you're thinking. Tell me I'm lying. Exactly. Tell me I'm lying. This is exactly what you're thinking. I'm telling you right now, you're not in the right state of mind. I know what you're feeling. This is not the right state of mind. This if you're degenerate, this blue's gonna hold a lot of power right here. I mean, essentially, you see the market is going to do what the market's going to do, right? It doesn't matter how we feel about it. Let me give you an example of what I mean. We see that the market is going to do what the market's going to do. No matter how you feel, no matter how it looks, it doesn't have to be pretty, right? This wasn't pretty for me because I expected it to, I didn't expect this big red candle. So this one took me out, and then look, boom, just enough to stop my momentum. And I didn't even get back in here. I just let it go because the environment, right? I identified my risk. Did it play out perfect? It sure did. Sure did play out absolutely perfect. Yeah. Don't sit here and allow your account to get eroded into losing the war. Lose the battle, that's fine. The war at the end of the week is what we care about. If you're positive for the week, be happy with that. The expectation we have from day trading is probably too much, right? You're expecting, 10-point moves, 8-point moves every day. That's not a thing. And here's the thing. If you're walking away for the week, if it's Friday and you're walking away green, you didn't take a loss, right? You didn't take a loss. We don't gauge wins or losses by a battle, because taking the loss only tells you where the next setup is. And you can't tell me that even if you did take a loss, that you didn't know where the setup was on the other side. And then what you did was, now your emotions got involved and you hesitated on the proper setup. You saw one loss. Oh, okay. Well, if this, I'm just going to say this put lost. And then you see the call drawn out and you didn't take that one. It's because your emotions are messed up now. You're not a trader's mind anymore. I'm willing to bet that all of what I just said happened to somebody. If it wants to head down, it needs to taper inside this blue. We see the purple half channel starting to trade on the lower side of the purple half channel. And we'll know if this is just, right, this is a pretty big range. We'll know if we're going to break this range once we get below it. That's the answer. So the range is wide, so the structure also has to be wide. So if you're planning on in and out trades, it's going to be difficult at this point. It's going to be very difficult. You see the bar coding. Look at it. This is bar coding right here. You see these three candles? This is bar coding. I told you it was going to be like this. If you're taking trades, you have to have your stop set, you know, maybe uncomfortable because of the environment. So take this as a learning lesson. Don't take this as a loss at all. This is the price you have to pay for the education. That's it. This is not a loss. And the only reason I stayed quiet and did the trading I did was because I've been hurt so many times that I knew what to expect. And I'm trying to impart the expectation onto you without giving you bias. So I want you to learn. This is how you're learning, from experience. And unfortunately, in trading, it's kind of like touching a hot stove as a kid. You're not going to know unless you touch the stove. Some people are like, you know what? I feel the heat. I don't even like the heat. Let me stay away. Some people are like, you know what? I can grab that stove. You got to figure out who you are. So understanding this wide range here and the violent whipsawing and no real structure, this you have to understand is the heat. This is all heat. It gets less heat once you have some type of structure. Look, good example. Even on this break, retest, and reject, you see how uncomfortable this you would have had to been because it didn't bounce exactly off of the pink. Look how uncomfortable you would have had to be because it didn't bounce exactly off of pink. But now you see, once a certain movement happens, now you're seeing it, right? The market 90% of the time will react in a certain way. Now that all the volatility's calmed down and you see the contract prices went down a little more normal now, you see, look, it had to be like that. And now the play is done, right? Now you wait for your next setup. What's that going to be? Same thing. This play is done. So look, I literally just gave away this play, and I guarantee no one took it. Why? Because everyone's afraid now. Everyone's afraid. Am I wrong? I literally just gave this away. No one took it. Everyone's afraid. It's obvious. So you know right now you're not in the right mental state. You already know this. You're identifying risk within yourself. You took it? Okay. Okay. Well, someone took that trade. But hopefully you don't overstay your welcome. You know where the target is. You see the environment you're in. You got to assess these risks. Hopefully. Did you really take that trade? Okay, let's see. You took the trade. Wow, incredible. You see what I'm saying? Like, I cannot control everyone's risk tolerance. But I get it, right? I get it. It's not an easy thing because we don't. I get it. I know what you're feeling. Oh, you held? Okay. Wait, did you? Okay, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer. Did you win or did you lose on that break retest? Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so then you know what? Not so bad. Then at least I know you're understanding that once certain things happen, you have a high percentage of this other thing happening, right? So once certain structure happens, you got a really high chance that there's going to be a follow through because the market has a certain physics to it and it just works the way it does. Once you get comfortable with that idea, you'll understand your risk tolerance a lot better. And hopefully that gave you the experience to know that it's not going to be pretty. Because look, this is difficult to trade. This is the bar coding I'm talking about. And you held, you stuck to your guns. You held for the win. Hopefully you see that, what I have, the system that I've designed, it works. It simply just works. By the way, I think I'm shadow banned on YouTube, so if you're not getting any of the notifications or telling you when I'm live or none of that, you have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. Yeah, they shadow banned me. I don't know what. Well, I think they keep saying that I have unreliable claims. And I'm like, how's it unreliable when it's been 100% since February? What is unreliable about 100%? But whatever. So I think they're shadow banning me. So yeah, they're not even showing me my own uploads. I have to search for it. It doesn't automatically populate. Oh, are you getting it? Okay. Because yesterday I didn't get it. And other people will tell me the same thing. They're like, yeah, never told me that you posted a video. So if you see the viewership yesterday was just atrocious. But here's another way how to make the how we could have traded today was simply to use the trading plan. You have your cup and handle action on the trading plan, meaning if we break above 637.96, that we're buying calls above 637.96. Let's go back to when 637.96 was. Oh wow, what is it? Okay, 637.96. This was our entry. If we just this was our entry on our trading plan. That entry, boy, did it hit. All we needed was a trading plan. I gave you a trading plan. I mean, there's nothing more I can do. Now I know I was like, it's sketchy today. Trade at your own risk. The reason why I'm saying that is because of this. Because you see what happened. There was absolutely no way to plan for any of that, what happened today. So don't feel bad. However, what I can say is our trading plan was 100% victory. We just needed to wait for that setup. That setup occurred. Yeah, there's nothing more to do. So, moral of the story, the trading plan hasn't failed since January 31. Trading plan has not failed. Use a trading plan. That's the answer. Again, the market is going to do that thing, right? So if you wanted the perfect break retest of pink, here it is, right? It's going to do that thing. The market is going to do the movement. It may not be pretty, but it's going to hit those prices 90% of the time. Don't expect a lot of movement here. We'll know once we break this blue. Otherwise, let's look at next target is 647.02. We'll plot it. So here was your big momentum candle, even though that fool said absolutely nothing, and then continuation from the momentum candle here. You had to have the heart of a lion to hold through all this, but it is what it is. I will be right back. Don't overtrade this, please. We're in the range between 646.22 and pink. I'll be right back. We're in the middle of the water here. There's nothing to do here. Here's the liquidity. Set alerts. You don't have to sit here and look at candles. Set alerts, right? Set an alert for below this. Set an alert for above for this. Let this figure itself out. If you're still sitting here trading, I recommend you just go enjoy your goddamn day. Okay, I got another few minutes on here with you guys. Then I'm gonna call it. We'll see if they just burn out the contracts in between 646 and 645. Here goes the goddamn barcoding I was talking about. One engulfing candle, another engulfing candle, one after another. You see the liquidity. Allow the liquidity to break if you have to sit here and trade. Otherwise, I recommend calling it a day. Today's just not the environment for retail. We got to understand that. Today's not retail environment. This is big boy territory. I got another few minutes, then I'm going to call it. Guide off the 5 minute if you plan on trading and I'm not here. Remember, you're trying to fight a strong uptrend here. MACD's back at the 0 line. Okay, YouTube, it's been a pleasure. That's been my time. We'll do it again tomorrow, Monday. Have a good day.